Oh, I don't know why it's okay. We're just gonna keep going, I guess. But it started right away. Today is August 19, 2026. It is 10:41 p.m. Not sure if you can tell, but I'm a little bit out of it. I didn't sleep that much yesterday. I had a lot of adrenaline going into sleep, and I woke up early today. And I'm not sure how to explain how I'm feeling, but I feel like my head is in the clouds. Like I feel like I might potentially pass out. um, but like not super extreme yet, but there's that possibility. Um, and I'm not sure. I also cooked food that have been like I cooked like a potato mixture that was supposed to be a croquette. Um, and I left it there for a couple days in the fridge. And a part of me, I'm not sure if it's still good to eat, but I still cooked it anyways. And I put the breading, I put the flour, I put the egg mixture, like I rolled it in egg mixture, and then there's also that recall that happened for eggs that are made in like in the Midwest in Texas that I'm a little bit worried about. Um, but the egg carton that I have is not from one of those places, but I'm still afraid. That's still kind of part of my like my worries. And so yeah, like I guess all of that combined is making me feel not great right now, and I'm wondering if I should even go to the office today because or just rest and do like remote work today because I'm tired and it doesn't usually end well when I'm like feeling out of it and I'm walking around, but I don't know, I'm still deciding on what I'm gonna do. But I am already tired. I did early work today because I was already awake. I wanted to get started on like get ahead and get a head start on the day. And now I'm gonna like after this I'm gonna go call a bunch of businesses, like call for follow-ups, which isn't too bad. And then we're gonna do I feel like there's a headache like coming. Like I don't know if you can if you've had a migraine before or like a headache, but I could feel kind of like around this area um my temperature like dropping a little bit, like around like this area. um and like usually that's how it feels when I have a headache. I haven't had like an extreme one in a while where like I end up like vomiting or something, um or I have to like really lay down, otherwise I'm like just I can't function. But this is the first time for yeah for like it can happen, like it's already happened before. um but that's been my update so far. I'm going through it right now. I just wanted to let you know unfiltered because I feel like I can't really sit down here and give you like tell you other stuff, like give you advice on things, um, or focus on talking about something else when my body is I don't know what's going on. Um, yeah, and I feel like I've also been. I need to regulate my emotions more because sometimes I get excited doing my job. That it's hard for me to sleep. I have not experienced that before. I found it so weird that I could not sleep because of my job because I'm so excited to do all these things. Because I've had jobs where I found it difficult to sleep because I was stressed or I didn't want to go to work the next day. But this is the first for me. But yet, still, like regardless, I still need to regulate my emotions because it's getting in the way of my sleep, regardless if it's like a good emotion or bad emotion, or like emotion that I want versus emotion that I don't want. It's still getting in the way of my sleep and having a healthier body, and I'm not really exactly growing younger. Um, yeah, and I already talked about the things I did yesterday. I am just trying to keep up with the work I'm currently doing and my daily routine. I'm cooking more now because I realize how much I'm ordering online, um, takeout, and I I really want to practice my skills of cooking because I love to cook. Like I love to listen to YouTube while I'm cooking and just kind of like something like to decompress myself. I realize I like to move around after a long day to do chores because it helps me regulate my emotions. It helps me to think about what happened during the day, and cooking would like help me process all of that. In addition to, of course, cleaning up after cooking. And also, I can choose to be healthier. Also, I can save money. So yes, definitely I recommend cooking. And it can be such a intimidating task to do regularly because not only do you need to cook and clean places you've cooked into, clean your dishes, you also need to think about how you're gonna budget the groceries, how you're going to like what food you're going to make and the type of groceries you would need and if you still have them in the pantry or not, and just like a lot of decisions, and that will take up your time. So it's not like as straightforward as okay, I decide to cook, I cook something for today and that's it. What I do right now is I start from the food that I want to eat. So I cook curry. I don't care if I'm cooking curry multiple times in the span of a month. But and also to like leave some of them in the fridge. Like I don't cook just once and eat it all. Like I would put them in a container and then leave them in the fridge so that I can heat it up in the microwave and then eat it the day after or in the next 2 days or 2 to 3 days. Um, and yeah, so I start with what I want to cook and what I'm comfortable with cooking already. So that's going to be the curry, and I already know the ingredients to that, so I don't have to really think about it as much because I already know what I'm gonna put it in the curry. And if you are taking out food, you are like regularly, you are already paying for a lot of money. So, like the budgeting is going to be easier as well because, yeah, like for me, I took up food probably 3 to 4 times a week, and it's not just like regular food. It's also like going to a Starbucks, eat and ordering a frappuccino there because I needed to stay there for a little while to do my work because I didn't have any other places to go to. So that was that too, and that was like adding up. And I made a calculation, like a basic calculation of how much money I spent in 1 week, and multiply that. It's a lot of money. And I tried to think of basic food that I want to eat and calculate that how much money that would take. It was less. So definitely cook something, okay, to save money. And it's easier if you're budgeting and you're coming from a place where you're taking stuff, like taking things out, because you're gonna save up money. You're gonna end up saving money. um but so that's what I do. I start from my favorite food because I get excited to cook them, and you don't necessarily need to cook multiple times a day. You can cook maybe, I cook once or twice a week, and if I'm feeling super lazy, I just cook once a week, and then I I order, or not order. I buy frozen food that I can heat up because those are cheaper still than taking out food. And that's how I go about it right now. Like I know that's not the healthiest option, but we can, like we can start here and then move towards that trajectory in the future. But my main focus is just for, so have one goal that you're going to stick to. Mine is to cook at least one meal every week. That's it. I could choose to cook multiple meals in a week, that's okay, but as if we cook one meal a week, that's good. Like we fulfilled our goal for that week, and like that's not something too difficult for me. So just something that's going to be easier for you to do. Like you don't have to cook something elaborate. You can cook something simple. Um, like if you want to fry eggs, you can fry eggs, scrambled eggs. That tastes good. Um, but be mindful of the eggs that you're using. I already told you about the recall of the eggs from the Midwest, so make sure you're looking at your egg cartons and keeping up to date with that. Um, yeah, and I don't know why this turned into a cooking advice. Like I just I've been cooking for a while, but I'm not a picky eater, and I would tend to just put whatever is in the fridge into the food I'm cooking, and that would be okay for me. And I sometimes I also want to be healthier and cheaper, and things that you buy that are healthy and cheap aren't necessarily things that would taste good, in like to a lot of people's taste buds. An example I'm thinking of right now is natto. Um, I used to not like the taste of natto at all, but it's healthy, it's cheap, and I like it with kimchi. It tastes really good. It's manageable with kimchi. But yeah, like, and I didn't really think of the taste of the food I'm cooking until recently, because now I live with a roommate, and sometimes she would eat my food, or I mean, like I would offer it to her, obviously, and she would taste my food. When before, my parents really didn't like the food I made, even though it was like a lot of the food I made were healthy, like they just didn't like healthy food, I guess. So I wasn't really used to people tasting my food. Like I cooked sometimes for my sister, but she cooked more for herself. Because I got used to cooking for myself, and I still like there's still a part of me that is afraid to cook for other people because in my mind it's always they're not gonna like it, like it's just for my taste, because that's how I was brought up and that's how my parents reacted to my food. So yeah, that's something I still am trying to get over. I'm trying to get over so many things. I don't know how I'm functioning right now. I'm literally I'm not functioning, but here we are. Um, you're looking through the insides of my day to day, I guess, in August, like including the parts where I'm just barely hanging on. Like even right now, I feel so out of it. Like I felt this yesterday when I drank that, like, cause I got a latte from a cafe yesterday, and I haven't drank like lattes in so long, and I guess they must have put a lot of caffeine in there that like after like drinking it, like after hours of drinking it, I felt so out of it. Like I felt like my butt, like there's like a wall in between me and like the world. Like there's a little fog like in my brain, and I'm like I can't really fully be aware. That's how I'm feeling right now. Plus that kind of like feeling of not like not being like great, like at the best shape. Like kind of feeling like okay, there's a possibility I might pass out, or I'm feeling a little bit nauseous, or like that there's a headache coming. It's like when something like in the in between where you feel like something's coming but it's not yet, and you're like I don't know, okay, so are you coming or not? I don't know. Yeah, that's where I'm at. But mm, maybe that helps, like being in that um space helps for me to be less filtered than usual, because I feel like I probably just talked about things that I wouldn't have mentioned if I was in my, like regular state of mind. Um, the battery is low, by the way, for my camera. We're gonna end it here. And yeah, um, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Bye. Peace out.